Now let's say, Kevin, you have hair that looks okay, but then you want to sort of give it a little quick fix because you're going somewhere special. You've got a few things that we might want to try with our hair.
Definitely, and they're quite simple, and that's the key, right? Nobody has hours and hours and hours to spend.
No.
So our beautiful model, Catrice, she's got super baby fine hair. So what we prepped it with was a little bit of crimping. So that just gives you that instant volume and that bump at the root area. You could do it throughout wherever you really need it.
Right.
The other important point is that you can actually curl right over a crimp, and a lot of people don't know that. So if you want to really expand your hair, that's the way to do it.
Okay, crimp it out.
So we prepped her hair, we just did a little bit of a soft wave. I created 1, 2, and 3. One hidden little braid, if you could see that.
Yeah.
And I also bloused these braids. So what I did was I actually pulled at the outer ends of them to really expand them.
So you sort of loosen them.
Exactly.
All right.
Exactly. Great on fine hair.
We don't know that blouse terminology. I've never heard that for hair. That's cool.
Sounds better than widening it, right?
Like
So. And what I'm going to do with these 2 braids, very simple. I'm just going to pull them to the back, and I'll go ahead and spin her.
Why don't you go there,
Excuse me, sorry.
and then we can see.
Beautiful. And I'm just going to gently place this right over where I have that 3rd braid underneath. And I'm going to pin it just together so it holds it.
Yeah.
And if you notice, I only bloused the one side of this braid, and that's so that we could create almost an accessory out of the hair.
Oh,
just
nice.
a pretty little rosette.
That's pretty. Now, you said that Catrice actually has very fine hair. Do you think you can get away with this if you've got a thicker mane?
It makes your life so much easier.
Oh, it does? Okay, you can totally do it then.
Actually, fine hair, it's a bit of a hassle for people with fine hair when they're trying to expand the hair and create this volume. So the crimping and then also the wave through the hair helps tremendously.
You made your own hair accessory there.
Own hair accessory, so you don't even need anything else, which is, I think, a great thing. And they're just 3-strand braids, so they're super simple, nothing really complicated, so everyone basically can do that.
Very nice.
Yeah, and a couple pins to hold it. And you can change it up as well. I think changing this up, you could even keep something like this and bring all of the hair, if you wanted to one side.
Oh, right. So do the side look, which is always a nice little change, but makes a pretty dramatic difference.
It does, and you can even change this look into different looks as well. So bring it over into a lower side pony.
Yeah.
Can hide all of those braids. And again, this doesn't have to be done with the rosette. It can be done completely separately. I like to use small little clear elastics. They're really the best thing. They hide. You don't really see the hair or see the elastic.
And if you don't, I mean, you kind of have to cover that elastic, which gets to be a bit of a pain.
Exactly, and some people have a hard time with that. So I'm just going to wrap this elastic around her hair, and I'm going to do that twice just so that it's a bit firm. I don't want it to continue to slide down her head, okay?
Right.
So I'm going to pull that through a second time. And then we all remember topsy tails, right?
Yeah.
So you can actually use a topsy tail, or you can just separate the hair in 2 and bring the pony through. Bring her around, sure. Bring the pony directly through that opening, and you're creating a twist through the hair.
Lovely.
You can tighten it, and what happens? Thank you.
Gorgeous. It's just such a simple thing, but it looks so elegant.
Such a simple thing.
That could be wedding hair. That could be red carpet hair.
It could be red carpet hair. Hopefully, right? That would be good.
Yeah, that would be good.
Or you can do it just for a night out if you had your hair down. It doesn't have to be curled. It doesn't have to be really anything. You can do this even on completely straight hair.
Right.
I'm going to create another elastic, another opening, and continue just flipping this right through. Sorry about that.
And you make another cute
one. So it's
there.
basically mimicking a fishtail braid. And fishtails are quite easy, but they do tend to be time consuming.
Right. The effect of them, though, they look really good.
Beautiful, yes.
Yeah, I need some practice on my fishtail, actually.
Yeah.
It's one of those things, because when I was growing up, I was braiding all the time, but now that I'm an adult, people just don't let me braid their hair anymore.
Oh.
I mean, I try,
They're a little weary. They're a little weary.
They're a little weary. But yeah, I need some practice. I don't know why.
And then you can just open and widen up the entire braid. I love a little bit of dry texture spray. For a lot of people, this is a lifesaver because, again, if your hair is really slippery, this can add a ton of texture, body, volume. So you can go in, add a little bit of that.
A little spritz.
And just lift wherever you need it.
Isn't her hair just gorgeous? I think that looks great.
Thank you.
So we had you had the quick braids, then you had the faux fishtail, and then you have the hair knots.
Yes.
And you're all good.
You're all good.
3 different ways to bump up your style.
And if you wanted it completely up, you could literally take this and twist it on itself and create like a completely separate chignon.
Right, and it could be, you know, a little bit messy, but you just throw those pins in strategically and you're good.
You know, I think a lot of people make that mistake of trying to make it so perfect, and it's really not about being perfect. Modern is a little bit undone.
For sure. It's about spending 5 hours to look undone. Just joking. Spending 2 minutes to look undone, right?
2 minutes is way better.